Hello everyone, I welcome you all for this session on unsymmetrical faults on any part of the power system. If we see, there are mainly two different types related to the unsymmetrical fault. If the unsymmetrical fault occurs with respect to the terminals of the synchronous generator, second case is if the unsymmetrical fault occur at any part of the power system other than the synchronous generator terminals. Then what will be the changes in the procedure? What and all points we need to remember if the fault occurs with respect to the power system, and what will be the changes in the derivation with respect to this concept. So let us have a look. Now what will be the sequence network representation if the fault occurs with respect to the power system, any part of the power system other than the synchronous generator terminals? Will be there any change in the sequence network, or we have to follow the same network means? We have a little bit of changes in the circuit. Let us consider the positive sequence network. It is looking like similar to the circuit that what we have considered for the fault at the synchronous generator terminals. There won't be any change in the construction wise. Only the change is with respect to the values. Generally, we used to represent this value as a positive sequence impedance and this voltage as a positive sequence EMF EA1, or you can say EA because the negative and the zero sequence voltages will not be present. Now, what is the change in this circuit? Instead of representing the Z1, we will find out the Thevenin's equivalent of the positive sequence impedance, and we should find out the Thevenin's voltage with respect to the fault point. At whichever location they are telling, find out the fault current with respect to that terminus. If you want to find out, that is nothing but the Thevenin's voltage. How we will find out the Thevenin's voltage? Across whichever terminals they are asking us to find out, first you will open the terminus, then with respect to that open circuit terminus, you will be finding the Thevenin's voltage. In the same way, wherever the fault has occurred, suppose in the circuit, somewhere in the mid of the transmission line, the fault has occurred. So wherever the fault has occurred with respect to that terminus, you will open circuit and we will be finding the Thevenin's voltage across that terminus. And with respect to the same fault terminus, we are going to find out the Thevenin's impedance of the circuit. Finally, what we are going to draw is the positive sequence network is nothing but the Thevenin's equivalent circuit of the positive sequence network that we are going to represent in the concept of synchronous generator. Whatever the positive sequence network we will get by interconnecting all the components present in the single line diagram, if you find the Thevenin's equivalent of that positive sequence network, the resultant network will be the positive sequence network for the fault at any point of the power system. So this is the current IA1. Then the current IA1 will be equal to Thevenin's voltage by Thevenin's impedance of the positive sequence network. Coming to the negative sequence, here also this is the Thevenin's equivalent of the negative sequence impedance. So first you will draw the negative sequence network for the given single line diagram. For that negative sequence network, if you find the Thevenin's equivalent impedance with respect to the fault terminus, that will result the negative sequence network for the fault at any point of the power system, and this is the negative sequence current IA2. Coming to the zero sequence network, now this is IA0. This is the Thevenin's impedance of the zero sequence component. So whatever the zero sequence component we will get with respect to the synchronous generator terminus, if you find the Thevenin's impedance with respect to the fault terminus, then the resultant network will be the zero sequence network for the fault at any point of the power system. So finally what it is, whatever the sequence networks we have arrived at the synchronous generator, we have to do one more step. We have to find out the equivalent Thevenin's circuit for those positive, negative and the zero sequence. Then the resultant network will be called as a positive, negative and the zero sequence networks of the fault at any point of the power system. If we do one problem, I hope you will understand in a better way. So in the next session, I will explain you this concept by taking one numerical. That time you will understand in a better way. Now let us see how to find the fault current if the unsymmetrical fault occurs at any point of the power system. Single line to ground fault. Consider the circuit. Generally, other than the synchronous generator terminals means the fault will occur majority of the time with respect to the transmission line. So we have represented the power system network with the lines A, B, C. So let us consider phases A, B, C or the lines A, B, C. And the fault is going to occur with respect to the phase A to the ground fault. There is no connection here. It is a jumping line. So just I am representing like this. The fault has occurred only between A to the ground, phase A to the ground. That's it. So this is the fault impedance. There is no short circuit for these B and C phases are healthy phases. So the short circuit current IB equal to 0 and IC is equal to 0. But what is the current IA? IA is having a path to flow. So the voltage VA is equal to IA into ZF. Now let us consider these as a terminal conditions. First one, VA is equal to IA into ZF with phase A, and with respect to other two phases B and C, the fault current IB equal to 0 and the fault current IC equal to 0. By using these terminal conditions as usual, however, you have done the derivation for the unsymmetrical fault with respect to the synchronous generator through fault condition. The derivation is similar to that through fault condition. All the three derivations, single line to ground fault, LL and the LLG fault, or you can follow the respective derivations for SLG, LL and LLG fault in the through fault condition. Only the change here is the synchronous generator network will be replaced by the power system network, and the sequence network interconnection will be represented by the Thevenin's equivalent values. That's it. Other than that, remaining things all are same. Rest of the derivation is same. Now we know the two conditions for the current. So we are going to find out the symmetrical component with respect to the current only. Symmetrical component relations. We know current IA naught is equal to 1 by 3 IA plus IB plus IC. We know IB and IC values is equal to 0. This will be equal to IA by 3. Similarly, current IA naught. Here also IB and IC is equal to 0. This will be equal to IA by 3. And current IA2 is equal to, here also these two will be equal to 0, IA by 3. So from these three conditions we know the current IA naught is equal to IA1, that is equal to current IA2 value. It is a direct relation. All the three values are in series with each other. Now we have a through fault impedance ZF here. So we should look for some more relations where we have to connect how the ZF will be there. And we know that another terminal conditions VA is equal to IA into ZF. And we know the VA is equal to, in terms of symmetrical component, you can write it is a summation of all the positive, negative and the zero sequence component, VA0 plus VA1 plus VA2, that is equal to this IA. If you look from this first relation, anything you can take IA1, IA2, because in the single line to ground fault, IA0 is equal to IA1, that is equal to IA2. From here you can take the current IA is equal to 3 times of IA0. If you take from this equation IA is equal to 3 times of IA1 and IA is equal to 3 times of IA2, any equation you can substitute. So if you substitute in place of IA, 3 IA0, the right hand side will become 3 IA0 into ZF. Finally, we will have a relation VA is equal to summation of all the three sequence voltages is equal to 3 times of IA0 into ZF. This can be written as 3 times of ZF into IA0. Same conditions we got for SLG of single line to ground fault through fault impedance condition. So now the circuit will be similar. Now let us do the interconnection of sequence network. So what we have to do, let us consider the positive sequence network. So here it is Z1 Thevenin. So that you should remember, it is not only the positive sequence component of a particular component, it is the Thevenin's equivalent of the positive sequence network. And this is the Thevenin's voltage V Thevenin of the positive sequence network, and this is the current IA1. Now let us take the negative sequence network. So it is a series connection. So I can connect it directly in the series fashion. It is Z2 Thevenin and IA1 is equal to IA2, and the negative sequence impedance will be connected, and this is the Z0 Thevenin value which is equal to IA0, and from the relation the sum of the voltages VA1 plus VA2 plus VA0 is equal to 3 times of ZF into IA0. What does that mean? If you consider the current flowing through this loop is IA0, so the 3 ZF will be connected in the loop like this. Then only we will get this relation. Finally, we got the interconnection of the sequence network. Now, what is the fault current? We know the fault current is equal to the current flowing through the phase A, because the fault has occurred with respect to phase A, and we know the current IA is equal to 3 times of IA0, where IA0 is equal to 3 times of Thevenin's voltage divided by Z1 Thevenin plus Z2 of the Thevenin's impedance plus Z0 of Thevenin plus 3 ZF. So this is the formula to find out the fault current if the fault occurs with respect to any part of the power system. Now let us see the line-to-line fault. Line-to-line fault on power system. Let us consider the same network. Now in this condition, we are assuming the fault has taken place between the phases B and C, and this is the fault impedance ZF. In this condition, the current IA is equal to 0, but the current IB and the current IC both are entering. Either you can take this node or either you can take this node. If you apply the KCL at any of this node, the sum of the current IB plus IC is equal to 0. That is one condition. First condition is IA equal to 0. Second condition is IB plus IC equal to 0. The third condition is, if you represent the voltage with respect to phase B as a VB and the voltage with respect to phase C as a VC, and the drop across this ZF is equal to IB into ZF. Now you can say VB as a input, VC as a output, and this is the drop across the fault impedance. Therefore, the voltage VB can be written as output voltage plus IB into ZF. This is the third condition. Let us consider these three as a terminal conditions. First one, IA equal to 0, IB plus IC equal to 0, and VB equal to VC plus IB into ZF. From this terminal condition, we can write IC is equal to minus IB. So this is the condition we are going to use to simplify, and one more is IA is equal to 0. So the symmetrical component for which parameter we need to find out means, we know the two conditions for the current, so we are going to find out the symmetrical component with respect to current only. Similarly, we know IA0, IA1 and IA2 equations. Just to substitute and simplify values, we know IA value is equal to 0, this value is equal to 0. And one more condition, we know the current IC is equal to minus IB, because IB plus IC equal to 0. That is the second terminal condition. If you substitute, you will get 1 by 3 times of IB minus IB, which is equal to 0. IA1 is equal to 1 by 3. IA value anyway 0. A into IB. IC, if you replace by minus IB, this will be equal to minus A square into IB. That is equal to 1 by 3 times of A minus A square into IB. Now here 1 by 3 times of again IA is equal to 0, IC is equal to minus IB. If you represent, this will be A square minus A into IB, which is equal to minus 1 by 3 times of A minus A square into IB. If you look at the current IA1 and IA2, both magnitudes are same, 1 by 3 A minus A square into IB, 1 by 3 A minus A square into IB. Only the difference is this is positive and this is negative. That means both are equal to each other but traveling in the opposite direction. And one more condition that we got, the current Ia naught is equal to 0. So we don't have any current Ia naught. If you find the voltage Va naught is equal to minus Ia naught into Z naught. So that also will be equal to 0. And we know that from the previous derivations, for the line-to-line fault, the zero sequence components will be always 0 because there won't be any ground terminal present in the system. The interconnection of the sequence network will have only the positive and the negative sequence. Now we should get the relation between the voltages. Which voltages we should find out? We should get the relation between the voltages of the positive sequence and the negative sequence. So for that, let us take the condition Va1 minus Va2 is equal to 1 by 3 into Va1 value we know, that is Va plus A into Vb plus A square into Vc, and Va2 value also we know, that is 1 by 3 times of Va plus A square Vb plus A Vc. I have taken 1 by 3 common from both the terms. Now if you simplify this equation 1 by 3, this Va and minus Va will get cancelled, and if you take the Vb common, this will become A minus A square plus A square minus A into Vc. But we know that the Vc value is equal to minus Vb. That can be written as 1 by 3 Vb into A minus A square. If you take from this term minus common, minus of A minus A square into Vc, this can be written as 1 by 3 times of A minus A square into Vb minus Vc. So we know that Vb is equal to Vc plus Ib into Zf. So Vb minus Vc can be written as Ib into Zf. So this can be represented as 1 by 3 times of A minus A square into Ib into Zf. And here only you can see 1 by 3 A minus A square into Ib can be represented as Ia1. So this can be written as Ia1 into Zf. So therefore, finally you can write Va1 is equal to this minus Va2. If you send that side, you will get an equation Va1 is equal to Va2 plus Ia1 into Zf. So this is another condition that we are going to use to represent the interconnection. What is that? The positive sequence voltage is equal to negative sequence voltage plus Ia1 into Zf value. Now let us draw the interconnection of the sequence network. First let us consider the positive sequence network. This is the Thevenin's equivalent of the positive sequence. This is the Thevenin's impedance of the positive sequence network, and this is the Thevenin's voltage. Now let us consider the negative sequence network. This is also the Thevenin's equivalent of the negative sequence network, and we know this is the positive sequence current Ia1. This is the negative sequence current Ia2. Now what we know, the voltage across the positive sequence network is Va1 and the voltage across the negative sequence is Va2. Just now we got the relation that Va1 is equal to Va2 plus Ia1 into Zf. So that means between these two networks we are going to connect the fault impedance. So let us do that. This is the Zf value. Now you can see the input is equal to output voltage Va2 plus Ia1. The drop here is Ia1 into Zf. That's it. So this is the interconnection of the sequence network for the line-to-line fault. Now what is the fault current? Fault current. We know the fault current is equal to, you can say IB or IC. Any current we can consider. So what is the value of IB current? IB is equal to Ia naught plus A square into Ia1 plus A into Ia2. We know that Ia naught is equal to 0 for the line-to-line fault and A square Ia1. And we know one more relation, the current Ia2 is equal to minus Ia1. You can say this A square minus A into Ia1. A square minus A is nothing but minus j root 3 times of Ia1. So since we are considering only the magnitude, you can just neglect sign in the imaginary terms. Therefore, the fault current If is equal to root 3 times of Ia1. What is the current Ia1 here? Ia1 is the total current. You can represent root 3 times of Thevenin's voltage by summation of all the Thevenin's impedances, that is Z1 plus Z2 plus Zf. Z1 Thevenin plus Z2 Thevenin plus ZF value. That is the fault impedance. So this is how you can find out the fault current in case of unsymmetrical fault at the power system. Now the last derivation, that is a double line to ground fault on power system. So here also the current IA is equal to 0. We are considering fault with respect to phases B and C, and line to ground fault. So these two, the current IB current, IC current will be coming like this, and these two will add and flow in the fault line. So that is IB plus IC, which is equal to fault current into the ZF value. Now what is the equation here? These two are dead short circuit. VB, these two are have come into the parallel condition. So VB is equal to VC, that is equal to IF into ZF. So this can be VB is equal to VC, that is equal to IB plus IC into ZF. These two can be considered as a two conditions. VB is equal to IB plus IC into ZF. VC is equal to IB plus IC into ZF. Another condition is IA equal to 0. Therefore, the terminal conditions are IA equal to 0, VB equal to IB plus IC into ZF, and VC equal to IB plus IC into ZF. For which parameter we need to find out the sequence component? We know for the voltages two relations. So we will find out the sequence quantities with respect to voltages. And we know these relations very well. So VA is equal to, yes, we have VA. VB is equal to VC. This can be represented as 1 by 3 into VA plus 2 VB. Because we know VC is equal to VB. Now the second condition, VA1 is equal to 1 by 3 times of VA plus, again VC is equal to VB. If you replace, you can take the VB common, which is equal to A plus A square. We know A plus A square value is equal to minus 1. This value is equal to minus 1. That can be represented as 1 by 3 times of VA minus VB. Similarly, if you simplify, you will get this value also as a VA minus VB. From these three conditions, we know VA1 is equal to VA2. That means the positive and the negative sequence networks are directly connected in the parallel. But we don't know the relation between the zero sequence component with respect to positive and the negative sequence. In the last class also I have told you why we have to take the relation between VA0 minus VA2 instead of VA0 minus VA1. So according to that, we are taking the relation again, the VA0 minus VA2 instead of VA0 and VA1. What is the VA0 value? VA0 value we got 1 by 3 into VA plus 2 VB, and VA2 is equal to 1 by 3 times of VA minus VB. So if you simplify this, 1 by 3 into VA plus 2 VB minus VA plus VB. So these two will get cancelled. Finally, we will get 1 by 3 times of 3 VB, and that will give us VB voltage. What is the voltage VB that we have? We have a relation IB plus IC into ZF, and one more relation we have, that is the zero sequence current IA0 is equal to IA plus IB plus IC. In this condition, IA is equal to 0. So IB plus IC can be represented as IA0. This can be represented as IA0 into ZF. So therefore, VA0 is equal to VA2 plus IA0 into ZF. So this is another relation we are using to interconnect the circuit. So what is the relation? The positive and the negative sequence networks are connected in parallel. Between the zero sequence and the negative sequence, we have an impedance ZF. That's it. So let us do the interconnection of the sequence network. Let us take the positive sequence network and the negative sequence network. So now these two we are going to connect directly in the parallel connection. V Thevenin, and this is the Z2 Thevenin, and this is the current IA1, current IA2. So both VA1 is equal to VA2. So we can connect it directly, these two in parallel connection. Now coming to the zero sequence network. This is the Z0 Thevenin and the current IA0. So between these two networks, the voltage across the zero sequence as VA0. So we have a relation VA0 is equal to VA2 plus IA0 into ZF. So if you consider VA0 as an input and VA2 as an output, output plus the drop. Now let us place the ZF in between the two network, and this is ZF. So the current IA0 is flowing like this. Now you will find out VA0 is equal to VA2 plus IA0 into ZF. So finally we got the interconnection for the double line to ground fault. Now let us find the fault current for this. Fault current IF is equal to IB plus IC. So if you represent the IB current IA0 plus A square into IA1 plus A into IA2 plus IC current as IA0 plus A into IA1 plus A square into IA2. So this you can write 2 IA0 plus IA1 if you take common A square plus A, and plus IA2 if you take common A square plus A. A square plus A is equal to, we know, minus 1. If you take 2 IA0 minus of IA1 plus IA2, and we know IA0 plus IA1 plus IA2 equal to 0 because one of the terminal condition is IA equal to 0. This is nothing but IA0 plus IA1 plus IA2 is equal to 0. So from this you can write IA0 is equal to minus of IA1 plus IA2. Same derivation, same steps we have done. Double line to ground fault at the synchronous generator terminals concept. There won't be any change in the steps. So here you will have a 3 IA0. So finally the fault current is equal to 3 times of IA0. So what is the formula for IA0? By using the current division rule, you can write fault current is equal to minus 3 times of IA1 into opposite branch impedance. We are finding the current IA0, that is Z2 divided by Z2 plus Z0 plus ZF. Sorry, this is 3ZF. So we have 3ZF here. Fault current is equal to minus 3 times of IA1 into Z2 by Z2 plus Z0 plus 3ZF. But what is the value of IA1? We know IA1 is the total current. Total current is equal to total voltage by total impedance. That is equal to Thevenin's voltage by, same, these two are in series. This series combination is parallel to this Z2, and the equivalent, the resultant impedance will be in series with Z1. So that is equal to Z1 plus Z2 into Z0 plus 3ZF divided by Z2 plus Z0 plus 3ZF. So this will give us the positive sequence current. If they have given you the positive sequence component in the problem itself, then directly you can substitute in this equation to get the fault current. If not, we have to find out first the positive sequence current, then find out the zero sequence current, then substitute in this equation to get the fault current. So that's it. With this, we have finished all the unsymmetrical component relations with respect to the synchronous generator terminals as well as the power system network. And we have finished the numericals related to the synchronous generator. In the next session, we will see some numericals related to the unsymmetrical fault at any part of the power system. So if you have any doubt, please comment. Thank you.